As the world has seen, Cuba is facing right now a very complex period caused by the intensification of the U.S. blockade. However, the country is not paralyzed. We are implementing some measures in order to guarantee the continuity of the country and also to maintain the basic service to our population. And also, during all these measures, we are trying to protect the most vulnerable people in the country. And also, we are distributing our resources with a principle of equity. Cuba's response remains as the same during more than 60 years. Our response is independence, dignity, and sovereignty. And Washington's increased measures are an attempt at economic suffocation. Our response and our work is to try to denounce all these unjust measures in all the international forum and all the public space and the scenarios that we have the opportunity. And also, Cuba doesn't negotiate under pressure and threats. The world knows that. And our diplomacy is one of peace and also cooperation. That is the way in that we work.
We hear from Cuba that the fuel shortages, the blackouts, have affected hospitals and public services in the country. What is the government doing to stabilize that essential services for people?
That is true. We have a big affectation of this service, but it is important to clarify that despite fuel elimination, the Cuban priority is to maintain the service of health and also education and other important service of our population. And energy-saving protocols have been adopted in order to guarantee that this basic and important service could be maintained.
Some external observers characterize the current situation as politically fragile in Cuba. We spoke to Assad Shoman, who has lived in Cuba for so many years, more than a decade, and is a former foreign minister of Belize. He is saying that if the U.S. government succeeds, Cubans will die. Is that your assessment on the situation?
There is an opinion, an international opinion, that Cuba will be collapsed, and there is no reason for thinking about that. We are facing a very complex economic moment caused by the measures and the blockade for the U.S. against Cuba. And there is no fragility, and there is no political reasons in that. So we are facing a threat and external threats. It is not caused by internal causes.